What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode here at Burton's Beard Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about, but we're not going to be shaving our beards. We're going to be actually talking about shaving our heads. I've been shaving my head for the last year and a half now, and I've really actually grown to like this look for myself. I started kind of thinning out on the top here. You guys can kind of actually see where my, like the right here in the scalp, it's actually starting to split. And so I started, just shaving my head because I didn't want to have a bald spot. I also just could not pull off that look. And for me, I was totally okay with growing out the beard and just letting the hair be gone. And it was good times. I miss my hair, but at the same time, it's a good look. And I think I've really grown to like it a lot. But the things that I use when I'm shaving my head is simply, a shaver. Yeah, my shaving utensil here, my blade. This one right here is from Harry's. You guys can pick this up at like Walmart, any kind of, Shoppers Drug Mart, any kind of like, grocery store. I believe these are about maybe $14 or something like that at, at any of these retailers. I also picked up one of these guys right here for helping me with the just kind of spreading out the shaving cream onto my head. Find it a lot easier than using my hands. The other thing that I recommend getting is just, you guys can use any type of shaving cream. I use Gillette just because it's cheaper and it's just easier to, I just use it because it's easier to use. And then the other thing that's really helpful too is after you're done shaving your head is to apply some form of shaving cream or balm or something like that. I've used other companies in the past where it has more of like an aftershave. I've done that on my head before. I found that to be a little too intense for my head. So that's why I just use shaving, post-shave balm. And this right here is from Harry's. Again, there's no sponsorship, nothing like that. I just use these products because they're affordable and it's just really simple to use, and I seem to really enjoy them a lot. But maybe in the near future, if you guys like this video and you'd like to see me do more and talk about other shaving companies, all that kind of stuff, I would love to be able to do reviews for those companies in the near future. Okay, so let's jump into this and let's talk about how we shave our heads. So a couple key things you'll need. As I said, you need all these utensils. Other really good thing is before you shave your head is make sure you actually wet your head down and then use a towel to just kind of wipe it off. I think that really helps just kind of like, get your pores open, but also to really just, the shaving cream, I find that it really spreads nicely around your head when you apply water. I don't know why. It's kind of like the same concept with beard butter. When you apply a little bit of water to it, it helps spread everything out nice and evenly and just makes it a whole lot easier. So I have a new spray bottle, finally upgraded. And again, I picked this up at Canadian Tire for like $1. So again, keep everything relatively cheap for you guys. So what you want to do is just spray your head. If you're wearing glasses, there might come a point where you need to take off your glasses, which I will probably do in the next moment here. And simply, once you're done, and look at that, glasses are already off, ready to come off and party. So let's do this thing and I'll show you guys how this is done. So the other important thing too is if you don't want to have your water running and you don't want to get hair clogged into your sink, then you guys can just get like a bowl. I use a coffee cup. That's what I do. I use a coffee cup for this, and I find it works just as good. So what I do is I typically just take the shaving cream. Try to make sure I don't use too much. Again, you guys can use a bowl. I just use my hand because I just find it's just, again, you have all these, you don't have to buy all these intense tools. I mean, it does make things easier. It might make things a little bit more cleaner. But if you're like me, you're wanting on a budget, you just don't want to spend the money, this also works too. So again, just take this guy right here and simply, I do the circular motion. Again, I saw someone doing this on YouTube. It's kind of like painting your canvas. But I saw someone doing this and I thought this was really, really cool. Just how it gets in there. And again, you might have to use more, and that's okay. So once you've applied all of your again, it's always good to come back and add a second amount on here, because the last thing you want is the blade to clip your skin or anything like that. And why not, right? You just add a little bit here, do that whole thing, and you are looking good to looking good. All right, guys, so now I've applied all the cap, if you will. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna simply get this, I'm gonna get my shaver nice and wet there. And then simply what I try to do is I start for the sides first, and then I work the rest of my head. So typically what I like to do is I like to start going downwards. Actually, I usually go up. Again, it's all what makes the most sense to you as you're doing this. When I was first starting how to do this, I had no idea what I was doing. And to be honest with you, I sometimes still have no idea what I'm doing. But I just find this works super well for me. Gives me that good starting point. And getting those ears done is always the best. Now, the question is what do you do with your ears? I simply just grab my ear, pull it back like this, and then I use the more fine-tuned part of the shaver to get around my earlobe. And yes, I have missed, yeah, and sometimes you'll get on your shirt too. But you know, welcome to dad life. You get everything on your shirt. But I find that, again, it's just practice, right? And you know, there's been times where I've been shaving and I have totally missed my ears, and my wife has graciously told me, hey, you think you missed a spot? And it's like, thanks. So then what I do is, again, come back to this earlobe over here. I just want to go around the ear. I do a couple of passes just in case I miss anything, but I'm always finding too that there will be times where I will have to just, you know, maybe cut it from the other side, or, you know, the different angle. And that's the reason why, is because that's just how sometimes your hair grows. It grows different ways, right? And so you have to just kind of find where your hair is growing, and then you're good to go. Okay, now that I've done my sides, now what I like to do is basically I want to start from either the middle and then just work my way this side and then this side, and then I usually leave the back to the very end. So and again, number one thing too, when you're shaving your head, don't put too much pressure on the blade. Let the blade do its work. That's why it's there. That's what it's designed for. It's designed to shave your head. So just be careful. Don't put too much pressure onto your head when you're shaving. I've learned that the hard way. And yes, the one thing I would say to you guys too, when you are shaving your head, and it seems a little bit just really important, is if your hair is longer, and it was longer than what mine was, take like a trimmer and try and buzz your head down as far as you possibly can go. I have shaved my head before, you know, without, you know, doing that, and it made the shaving process all the harder, and it was really, really challenging. You know, I actually cut my scalp far more than I do when I have it at this length. And so again, when you're shaving your head, try to, when you start to see the shadow, like that 5 o'clock shadow on your head, just do this, and it'll make the process so much easier. And it's also actually, if anything, less cleanup, which is key, right? So once I've kind of gone through here, again, use your bowl. I just don't want the water running while I'm talking to you guys, because I feel like that'd be super distracting. But again, nice pass through. Come back again. Now, when it comes to the back, the question is what do I typically do? Now, the back, I'm still trying to learn this myself, but what I try to do is I just try to use my hand as my guide and trying to find where I want to start, and then I just basically shave backwards like this. I'll show you guys. So once I'm doing that, and once I finish up, then I'm ready to go. So that's pretty much kind of like the way that I shave the back of my head. Is I just want to use my hand as my guide. And again, it's really, really straightforward. And once you start to kind of figure it out, it becomes a whole lot easier. If you guys have mirrors, or if you want to purchase, you know, like a mirror that you can see into the back of what you're doing in the back of your head, that's also a really, really helpful tip. In case you're like, I don't feel confident doing this, then that's okay. The other thing too is I would say to everyone here is don't rush. Take your time. If you have to wake up a little bit earlier to do this, a part of your morning routine, say you got kids, they wake up early, you know, that means that you might have to wake up a little bit earlier to do this. Again, I always do this in the shower, just because it's easier to actually, you know, get everything going, and I don't have to really worry too much about taking up too much time. I can do this pretty quickly in the shower, which is nice. Before, I used to take a lot longer, but I'm starting to kind of get the hang of what I'm trying to do. And again, it's just a lot of back and forth, but you just really want to, if you know the back of your hand, you will probably know the back of your scalp pretty well too. So yeah, and then this is pretty much what I do. All right, so that's it. And then basically I like to take a towel, wipe my head down, then shaving cream. If you get it onto your shirt, you know, maybe don't wear a shirt when you're doing this. And then what I do is I take the after shave balm, the post shave balm. And then what I like to do is just add about like a squirt, if anything, nothing too crazy. Rub that into my hands, and then just work that into my scalp. Keeps it nice and clean. The other thing too, why I like doing this is in case when I'm rubbing my head, I can actually feel some spots. I'm like, oh, there's a spot right there that I can feel that I may have missed. So I can come back and I can get it. And so it's always nice to find where that spot that I may have missed. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. That's how I shave my head. And as I was saying before, for anyone who has a beard, maybe you don't have a beard my size, that's totally cool. You may have a longer beard, you may have a shorter beard. My key thing when you are shaving your head is you really just want to match it up nicely with your ear. You want to get in there nice and fine-tuned, and you don't want to, in my opinion, I don't like the look where it goes up to here. I don't like that look. I like coming down right to that ear, so everything just looks nice and symmetrical. And then you can just, you know, when you add the beard oil and all that kind of stuff, it just looks very, very nice and clean, and you don't have to worry about fading or anything like that. But other than that, that is pretty much it for me on this video. Hope you guys found it to be helpful and encouraging. And you know, as I said before, if you guys have any other questions, please throw in the comment section below, and we will see you guys in the next video. Take care, God bless, and as always, guys and gals, keep your stick on the ice and treat your beard to something nice. And we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.